All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We are here with Jordan Henderson, and she works for Brightview Landscaping, and works in the business development area for their company. And she's just going to share a little bit with us about Brightview and what they do day in and day out. And then we'll follow up with a little question and answer session, and then we'll conclude. So, Jordan, I will hand the floor over to you.
Thanks so much, Liz. Hey, everybody, I'm Jordan Henderson, and I'm with Brightview Landscape Services. I actually work in our Morrisville office, which is just outside of Raleigh. Brightview is the largest commercial landscaper in the United States, so we have several hundred offices that stretch from east to west coast, and all different types of services that we include. It's basically a turnkey solution. So we have an entire team that does development. So from ground up, building, design, landscape install. Then we also have our maintenance team, which is what I am part of, where we are out every day maintaining landscapes for different commercial buildings, large homeowners association, multifamily units like apartments. We have a golf division as well. We have a sports turf division. We have a tree division. So if you're interested in trees and maybe becoming an arborist, those are things that Brightview offers. We have enhancement teams. So if you're really interested in design work and you want to create different landscaping ideas, all of these are directions that Brightview can take you in that a lot of people probably don't know that are out there for you. As I said, there's a lot of branches across the country, a lot of different divisions. So it does provide for folks to get into the green industry and then really work their way up and try out different parts of the green industry. If you come in and you think that you really might like enhancements and it turns out that you're really into sports turf, there are a lot of different avenues for you to grow, achieve new goals, and learn new things.
Awesome. And do you know how many branches there are in North Carolina specifically?
In North Carolina, currently we have a branch in Charlotte. We have a branch in the Greensboro, Kernersville area. We have one branch in Raleigh, Durham, and then the one in Morrisville. So we have 4 branches total in North Carolina to date.
Awesome. Yes. And I know you guys have a few of our graduates working for you as well in different branches, which is exciting.
We do.
All right, so a few of the questions that I have for you, can you share with us just a little bit about how you got started in your career and how you kind of ended up where you're at with Brightview at this point?
Sure. So I have always had a passion for helping other people. And one of the ways that you can do that is to go into business development, or like sales is what a lot of people like to call it. But really and truly what that is about is understanding the needs of the person that you are going to be selling to and how your product can meet those needs. So I have sold for several different companies. I have sold financial software. I have sold for Verizon Enterprise, where we created specialty solutions for larger companies. And because of one of Alamance Community College's graduates from the horticulture program, I was recruited to come into Brightview. I really didn't know anything about the green industry at the time. And I thought, maybe that's not for me. But it has been a wonderful path forward for me and is very interesting. And it has opened my eyes so much to how much people care about landscaping, how much people care about, their plants and their turf. And it really is a very passionate field, which is for me something that I have really enjoyed. The folks that I have encountered are super excited and super passionate about making their landscaping above and beyond, the next door or the next community down the road. How do we make ourselves stand out? And I am luckily able to help them be part of the solution in making themselves stand out amongst all the other neighborhoods or companies out there.
That's awesome. And I think too, a lot of people are starting to realize the importance of the plants and what the plants are actually doing for them, which a lot of people I think can be a little unaware of. I mean, even if it's they want to just have the prettiest yard, they that still does something for them, right? That gives them pride. That makes them happy to pull in their driveway in the evenings and come back to their home. And you know, a lot of people are creating those backyard spaces where they can like get away, but they're just going into their backyard and they're putting in outdoor kitchens and outdoor patios and really, you know, utilizing the landscape and the plants and stuff like that to make their home more welcoming and more comfortable for them, which is really cool to watch for sure.
It is, and to your point, one of the things that landscaping does when you think of a large homeowners association where Brightview would maintain all of the common areas or in some instances, even all of the homes, the way that that landscape is maintained really impacts the value of the houses that are in that community. Um, so you might live in a community where you have a landscaper who does not do a really great job and the curb appeal is lacking, the value of your home drastically reduces. And that is something that I think a lot of people maybe don't take into consideration, but it's definitely true.
I agree. And also all the environmental benefits now that people are starting to realize too for plants about helping with runoff and helping to provide clean air and all that kind of stuff. It's a pretty exciting time to be in horticulture for sure. So the next question I have for you is what are the biggest misperceptions or misconceptions that women have about working in our industry, which would be the industry of horticulture, also referred to as the green industry?
So I can definitely speak to that. So coming from outside of the industry, of course, I thought, ugh, I don't want to get dirty all the time. I don't want to be like planting trees or shrubs or flowers. That wasn't something that I was experienced in. And I think there is a little bit of a misperception that it is, more of like a blue collar type of environment. And do we have that level of work if that's what you want to do? Absolutely. We have crew members that go out every day, maintain, and do the plantings and all of those things. But we also have other levels in the company that are nothing like that. We have branch manager positions that oversee all of the operations that deal a lot with financials. So if there is people out there that are interested in finance type of things, but also have an interest in horticulture, that's a really good avenue for you. Then you have people like myself who have a passion just for networking and just for getting out and meeting other people. And sales is great for that. And you have the opportunity to meet so many wonderful people. And you will be working with a lot of higher level folks in the property management world. And there is such an opportunity to build a large network that I didn't even realize upon coming to Brightview that this job is very big. It carries a lot of weight, and it is very, very important to people. So, um, like I said, I kind of thought the same thing when I first came in, like, maybe the green industry isn't for me, but it has a lot of benefits and a lot of value, especially for females, because there's not a lot of females that are in the industry right now, and they bring a different sense to the industry. They bring a different thought pattern, which is really good to create new ideas and make things happen in a way that have never been done before.
Awesome. All right. The next question I have is what skills do you feel are most critical to succeeding in our industry?
So there's going to be a couple of things. The first one is just your ability and want to learn. So if you have very little experience, if you have a lot of experience, there's always something that you can learn. For me, I know a lot about sales. I know a lot about networking. I did not know and still do not know a ton about different plant material. So that is something that I know that I am continually developing on. And that's important to know where you are today and then know the skill sets that you can gain or want to gain in the future.
That's very well put. That's very good advice. All right. And then the last question I have for you is, what advice would you give to a young woman thinking about entering the industry for the first time?
I would say don't be afraid to go for a position that might seem a little scary or a little different than what you're used to. As I mentioned before, for myself, I came from technology. I did not come from living, breathing things that are affected by Mother Nature. And it was a little scary for me, but has been a wonderful experience. I have learned so much. And ask for help. If there are people out there that you know that are in the green industry, send them an email, send them a LinkedIn and say, hey, can I talk to you for 5 minutes or 10 minutes about your experience? Tell them what you think you're good at, tell them where you think you might be interested in going, and people will be willing to help you. That is probably my biggest message to young women. Other females that have been there and have gone before you, they will want to help you. Just reach out, just ask questions. And if you get into a role that you don't really like, you say, oh, maybe I think I want to do nursery. And you get into the nursery environment and you don't like it, your path in the green industry is not dead. There are so many other avenues that you can take. So just be what I like to call pleasantly persistent, and figure out what works best for you.
That's great advice. That's one thing that I really love about our industry is it doesn't matter what position you're in, what company you work for. If you have a question and one of your competitors is doing something, I mean, they'll share their information with you. I mean, to a certain
Yeah,
extent. And that's what's so great. It's kind of like we're just a big old happy family in the green industry all across the state of North Carolina, but then even into the country too, which is
right.
fantastic. All right, guys. So I know you probably were waiting on me to say a keyword here in the talk. So the keyword you're looking for is succulent. Okay, succulent. Everybody right now, succulents are all the rave. So that's the keyword for this presentation. And I just really want to thank y'all for tuning in with Jordan and I to learn more about Brightview and kind of what they have to offer and just a little bit more about the green industry. I realized at the beginning I didn't introduce myself. So my name is Liz Riley, and I'm the department head here at ACC for horticulture and also agricultural biotechnology. So if at any point you guys have questions about, working in the industry, classes, just kind of where to even get started, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is on the website at ACC. And again, it's going to be listed under Elizabeth Riley. Just look me up and I'm more than happy to help in any way. Or if you have more questions for Jordan, I can definitely connect you with her or with someone in Brightview if you have just, general company questions. But thank you for tuning in with us today. And Jordan, thank you so much for your time today. It was great to talk to
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.